Okay, guys, it is the next morning, and I took the tops off of the cake. It's got a, can you say hi? It's got a streak. I guess the batter didn't go, strawberry batter didn't go all the way through. But I took the tops off the cake to make it flat, and so then I get to eat the leftovers. And this is a nice pink. No. You can't eat that one. You can eat this one. Marianne's helping me taste test. And she's enjoying it just as much as I am. She got the... Is that good? Yeah. So, this is a great recipe. If you want to do a strawberry cake from scratch. I'm going to do the icing here in a little bit. I've actually got 2 more cakes in the oven right now because when I woke up this morning, I was looking at the design and I was like, yeah, I'm going to need a third layer just to make it be the design she wants. And I'll show you a picture of what she asked for and what the finished product was. So, if you like the video, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Sunday Potluck, and I'll see you in a little bit when we decorate these babies. Bye. Okay, so now for my favorite part of the cake is decorating. So let me show you what I'm doing. So I had to bake 2 more cakes this morning just because the proportion of this needed to be a little bit larger. So this is just my regular buttercream icing. I did do half buttercream, or half butter, half shortening, and that's the vegetable shortening, just because I wanted to. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it, but just because I felt like that's what I wanted to do. So, and I did this just like I make all my other icings, and I can put a link to that down in the description. But it is just powdered sugar, normally it's a cup of shortening, a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, and whatever kind of coffee creamer you like. And we do the Carmel Macchiato because that's what we like. And so I still got there's some butter flakes in here. And then you just beat it until it's beyond recognition. Like, seriously, just beat it so much. So, and then just whip it up. I always turn my cakes upside down, just because that gives you a nice, crisp edge. So, and I smush it as much as I can. And I'm going to put another layer on here. So this is going to be a 3-layer, cake. So I just feel like it needs it with the decorations that's going on it. So I'm just gonna, and I had to bake 2 in the wee hours of the morning. I had to run to the store and get some more strawberries and make another cake because it needed a 3rd layer, and the cake recipe that I used, it only did 2 layers. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Just go and do it and get it done. And so that is what I did. So I like to keep a wet paper towel. Usually I do a warm paper towel, and that will give me nice smoother edges. So, and this cake is gonna be purple. So, but I decided to do the inside icing white instead of doing it all purple. So give it a little bit of contrast. So I'm gonna, and actually, because I cooked the other cake, I baked the other cake this morning, I stuck it in the freezer. So I'm gonna pause right here and I'm gonna run down to the freezer and grab it, and then we'll come and finish it. All right, so that is the third stack, and that is, it's almost 5 inches tall. So that's about how tall I want it. Let me go see what I can do with her. Okay, so I smushed it down and icing comes out the side, which is perfectly fine. So I'll load the top with icing, and then we'll take it down the side, and then I will color the rest of this icing purple, because that's the color that the cake is supposed to be. So it's kind of a very, very light purple. So I'm just gonna do a light. There's more butter in this than I thought there was. So this is gonna be like the crumb coat, so it's just gonna be, and I do sell cakes, or I have sold cakes in the past, and you know, I'm self-taught, so this may not be the actual right way to ice a cake or whatever, but oh well. It gets the job done. So, oops. So you know it's got a big old clump of icing right there on the cake board. So, that should be enough to do this whole cake. Because like I said, it's just like a crumb coat, or it's just a base coat, and then I'll do the purple, and that'll be the final coat, and that'll be thicker, of course. So and I don't know why that's got butter still. It's been a while since I've made a cake. So, I mean, like, for someone else. I made one not too long ago for Mary Ann, but it's a shaped cakes are a different beast altogether, because you don't gotta make sure the edges are perfect and straight up and down and all that. What you doing, Mary Ann? You just gotta make sure it looks like the character or whatever that you're doing. So Mary Ann's riding her horse. So that gives you sides kind of to work with. And try to do it to where it's all the way around. All right, so I'm going to take this icing, what's left, and the color of the cake that the lady sent me was a pale purple. So I'm going to color the remaining icing, and then I'll clean up the cake board, and then we'll ice the cake, and then it's got sprinkles on it and a bow and some other fun stuff. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so I got my icing purple, and it's just a very, very pale purple. I don't know if you can tell that in the what it looks like in the camera, but it's just a very lilac. That's the color I'm gonna call it. You might can tell on the white cake what color it is. So I'm just gonna pile the icing up, and then we'll take it down. So I just pile the icing up on top until it just looks right, and then let it go off the sides because it's going to end up on the sides anyway. So that's where it needs to go. And then just ice down. Add more icing to it when you need it. I like to get a clump of icing, and then you can, I have a bigger spatula and I don't know where it's at, but it'll allow me to put more icing on the cake itself. But this one's just gonna have to work, so go back and forth into the bowl. I was saying a while ago, I like doing shaped cakes better than stacked cakes, just because it's not, like, I feel like you can see all the imperfections with a stacked cake. Some people like doing stacked cakes more, but I don't know, I just feel like I don't get enough icing on a part, or I don't cover something good enough, or it's off just a little bit, because like even the cake pans, 8-inch cake pan is not an 8-inch cake. I mean, like every 8-inch cake pan is just slightly different. So you get one that cooks a little bit thicker than the others, and then it's, I don't know, to me it just feels like it's off or something. So I just prefer doing the shaped cakes. That, and they're funner. I mean, like, would you rather get just a round cake like this, or, not that there's anything wrong with it at all, but it just seems like I would rather get a, you know, I don't know, I'm a kid, so get the fun, you know, shape. I think I did the weirdest, like, well, I did a round cake that I really liked one time. It was a dragon. It was a round cake base, and then it ended up it was a castle on top, and then there was a dragon holding onto the castle. That was pretty cool. All right, so, oh no, what's the matter? Okay, so let's try to get some of these edges cleaned up just a little bit. My daughter, you can't see it, but she's like underneath me. My other dog's trying to get her to come to her, and she's not budging. It's kind of a funny sight, actually. Okay. So this is why I don't like round cakes. Watch out, sister. Because I always end up gouging the sides down, and then there's not enough icing there, and then you have to go back and redo and still make it look smooth. And the good thing about round cakes though is that there's always a bad side and always a good side. And I know that doesn't sound right, but there's one side that's always prettier than the other, and then that's your front. With a carved cake, it's like, even if the front's not pretty, that's your front, because it's the front of whatever it is. So it has to be. All right, so this cake has got sprinkles on it, and it's got sprinkles, and it has some fondant cutouts, and then there's a bow that sits right on the top. So I made the bow last night and had all sorts of trouble with that because it's been a while since I've made a bow, and so that was fun. And it took me like 15 tries, and I had to get fabric out and go, okay, now how do I make a bow with fabric? And that's how you make a bow with fondant. So I had to figure that mess out. And then it still didn't turn out exactly right, so I had to redo it again. Just a bunch of different stuff. All right, so that's cleaned up. So now it's time for the sprinkles. And this only has sprinkles like up to like here, like not the whole side of the cake. I kind of almost wish it had sprinkles on the whole side of the cake. I hate sprinkles. Just because if it had sprinkles on the whole side of the cake, then I could just turn the cake over like that and dump sprinkles and be good to go. So as it sits, I'm trying to think how I'm gonna do sprinkles on this cake. I can't tell if that's white or if that's, can't tell. Okay, so you kind of just do the sprinkles, you just kind of do like that. This is why I hate sprinkles, because they get all over everywhere and they don't really stay on the cake. Like there's no way to make them just stay right there. Fall out your hand. Ugh, I hate sprinkles. Okay. Let's see. We'll do this. Wish there was a way that you could do like a sprinkle band, like pipe sprinkles on a cake. But there's not. There's no way to do that. You just gotta smush them on there. And hope you don't dump the cake over while you're doing it. See, I hate sprinkles. Okay, I am, I hate sprinkles. Let's see. How can you put sprinkles on how you get sprinkles off of there. But how do you get sprinkles on the cake? Okay. Whatever I could get. Like, I wish there was a way you could like pick them up like that and just kind of do like that. But there's not. That's not a thing. Okay. I guess this is just the best way to do it, is just pat it on there, and then whatever falls off, and I guess I could put a cookie sheet underneath this. I'm gonna do that. That way at least they fall off in there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Okay guys, so I guess that's how you put sprinkles on. You just get a handful of them and plop them on. So they give you this big old tub of sprinkles. All right, so there's my sprinkles. Now I gotta get the fondant back out and do the rest of this, because there's like a blue hearts and stars on it, and then the big old JoJo bow on top, and that's even got some stuff on it. So and I don't mind leaving sprinkles on the board. I just don't want it to be too, yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. So another thing with this buttercream icing is you can kind of smooth it out with your fingers after it gets dry a little bit, and that may be why some of that fondant wasn't, or not fondant, but the sprinkles weren't sticking on, just because it kind of dried a little bit. So it gets a little bit hard. But you can take a, I used to have a thing where I could put a piece of paper towel on top of it and kind of smooth it out, and it was like a smoother. I have no idea what happened to that, but so I'm going to leave those sprinkles like that, and then I'm going to get the other fondant and start working on that stuff. So we'll come back in a little bit.